Welcome back to my Slimming World journey. This is week 8 of learning to maintain on Slimming World. I have a loss in the area of 11.5 stone. The last 3 stone I have lost with Slimming World from the beginning of May to the beginning of December 2015. Since the 5th of December I am learning to maintain. I'm on that maintain train. My results today, 2.5 pound loss, and I'm grateful for that, but it's been another learning experience because this week I have introduced every day a second B choice. That second B choice has been either 2 extra Weetabix, making my Weetabix consumption 4, or it has been 2 Alpenlight bars. The Alpenlight bars have come in very useful because when I go walking, I find that after 4 or 5 miles I start to flag. My son tells me that this is because I haven't taken on board enough calories to sustain the exercise. So I've been using the Alpenlight bars or Hi-Fi light bars to actually give me that little bit more energy. As Naomi, my leader, says, we should be taking on regular fuel, as if we're a steam train on a journey. You wouldn't set off from Sheffield with a full load of coal and not shovel any into the burners and expect to get to London. So I think of myself when I'm out walking as a steam train that needs fuel. A lot of people may wonder, as a totally blind person, how I walk 5 to 7 miles a day. Well, I have a walking partner. And there are days when after 4 miles I start to flag, after 5 miles I start to get exhausted, and he drags me the next 2. But it works for us. A good pace. We're very fortunate in that where we live there are some nice areas to walk in. We have a main river, a very big river near where we live, and we can walk along the river banks. We have a water sports centre, we can walk there. We have country parks. But quite often we literally just walk into the city to go to Tesco's, which is 4 miles. And on a good day we walk back if we don't have too much to carry. So exercise is possible anywhere. Sometimes I think you could just get off the bus a couple of stops early and walk that last bit, or if we're in the city we will decide to walk out to the railway station and catch the tram home from there. There's always ways you can just walk, even if it's half a mile. You know, we have to start somewhere. I started with my walking journey quite a few years ago, literally by walking around the block, which was a 5-minute walk, and believe me, it nearly killed me. You know, at 22 stone there was a lot of me to drag around that block. I was never comfortable. I only did it in the dark at night with my husband. I insisted we only went out in the dark. I didn't want to be seen. I looked a mess. I thought I looked a mess. I didn't look a mess, if I'm honest about it. So, you know, even if it's just to walk in the dark, even if it's just round the block with the dog, everything helps. Okay, so today, that's it. 2.5 pounds off, a fantastic group, really motivating, and an interesting topic this week. We were talking about, I think it was National Breakfast Week, something like that. But as we went round, we spoke about, you know, interesting breakfast things that we found enjoyable. I'm a great lover of overnight oats, but I have to do a little more than a Muller Light, a bit of fruit and 35 grams of oats. That's not enough for me. I have a big appetite. So I would add to that half a tub of this. I don't know whether you say skyr or skyer. Skyer, I call it skyr. This is free on Slimming World and it's gorgeous. So half a tub of that, a Muller Light, 35 grams of oats and fruit on the side works for me, followed by a couple of boiled eggs. This is the same kind of yoghurt, equally delicious, actually probably more delicious, but this has honey in it. This whole tub is 3 sins. Now quite often after my lunch I'll have that tub as a dessert. I don't skimp on food. I have a big appetite. A lovely lady called Lauren B, who vlogs regularly on her Slimming World journey, introduced me to these. These are Arla Protein. Now this isn't yoghurt, it's quark. So even if girls, guys, you're on an SP day or an SP week, you can have these. They come in blueberry, raspberry and strawberry, and they're 1 sin. And it's a decent sized tub, you know you've had something. So we talked about breakfast, some lovely suggestions, magic pancakes, different things to have with scrambled eggs, the good English cooked breakfast, you know, a nice big cooked breakfast. Lots of inspiring things. And one of the things that came out at the meeting, which I thought was very interesting, the leader's husband, who supports us in the group, suggested, you know, changing it about. They have a different breakfast every day of the week. And I think it does keep it interesting. One of the things that came out last week in group, and somebody, I think it was a leader, Naomi, recommended it again today, is the idea of making like a sausage roll. So you use a Slimming World sausage or a Sin sausage of your choice, which you cook. Then you wrap it in one piece of a thin, a Hovis wholemeal thin. You can spread a little ketchup on your thin if you want to count the sins. Then brush it with beaten egg, bake it in the oven. Probably 10 minutes, I'm not sure. Delicious, tasty, different. Serve that with some scrambled egg, some tomatoes, some mushrooms. You've got a really good breakfast. So that was today's main topic, main focus was about breakfast. And it certainly made me think, because I'm one for, I like overnight oats with my fruit and boiled eggs, or I like Weetabix with my fruit and boiled eggs. Maybe I need to look at a few more choices. I did this week introduce more meat. I mentioned that last week. I think that has helped me to feel satiated. I haven't felt hungry once this week, so that's been a good thing. Yeah, I think a saying that stuck in my mind all week has been Maya Angelou saying, when you know better, you can do better. And for me, every week that I stay to group, I learn something new. If I'm prepared to listen, and I'm a talker, I probably say too much, but I am listening as well. If I'm prepared to listen, everybody in that room has something to teach me. And we are very blessed. We are two big groups on a Saturday morning. I think between our two groups this morning, we lost well in excess of 11 stone. That's something, isn't it? There's one less person almost in our city today because of Slimming World this morning. Something else that was said in the group, which really helped me. A young lady said, if you don't like it, don't eat it. And it made me think about the sort of person I used to be. And the sort of person I used to be was, if it was full of fat and sugar, if it was good value for money, if it was stodgy, I ate it. If I had a plate of food in front of me, I cleaned that plate. I never, ever left food on my plate. That stems from childhood. You know, clean your plate or you can't have your pudding. I always wanted the pudding. I always clean my plate, even if I was so stuffed that I didn't need it, didn't want it, wasn't comfortable, I clean my plate. Today I don't have to do that. Today I can leave food if I've had enough. And I'm learning now that, you know, although I like big portions, there are some days when there is a bit left because I don't quite want to finish it. Or I've cooked something and I'm not really sure I'm enjoying this. So I know now when to stop. Walking this week, looking at the app on my Fitbit, I actually did 46.48 miles this week. I'm pretty impressed with that myself. As I say, I'm supported. I have somebody to walk with. That makes a massive difference. Drag a friend out. So, what am I bringing from group this week? Positivity, encouragement, because I have a positive and encouraging group. Everybody in there has something to teach me. Lots and lots of people make me smile, make me laugh. I come away with fresh information every week. I value my group. I did what I said I would do last week. I took fruit or veg for the basket. I actually took an aubergine. So I am trying to contribute, to encourage others. And yeah, what more can I say? I'm lucky. But I'm only lucky because I'm putting some work in. I want to stay to group every week. I'd be very sad if I had to miss it. I know there are circumstances some weeks where we can't stay. But I would encourage anybody who's struggling, anybody who's not getting the weight losses that they desire, anybody who's lost for what to eat, anybody who feels alone on the plan, stay to group. You'll never be alone if you stay to group. There are lots of people you can keep in touch with, and they will be there for you. Everybody wants each other to do well. So there we are. Coming away this week with a 2.5 pound weight loss, which has me at the bottom of my target, 10 stone 7, which is 3 pounds under my actual target, but within my target band. So this coming week, I need to stay on plan, which is what I desire to do, but I need to maybe look at upping my sins a little. I'm on 1A choice, 2B choices, and I have been having between 5 and 10 sins, most days 7. This week I am going to have 10 sins a day. See where that takes me by next week. It's a journey, it's trial and error. I'm doing the best I can for today. So thank you for listening, and I'll be back.